All right, it's our winners match here in Group C. We've got Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Cure in the left side of Data C up against Time from Kaiji Gaming. Time with the upset victory over the Protoss Hero previously. Cure with a close victory over a Laser in his match as well. Well, close. It was a 2-0, but it was very close 2-0. Both games were intense. And it's been rather action-packed day and a lot of surprises. I really wonder what's in store for us in this TvT. A lot of people, TvT's boring. It's not that fun. Now, TvT was so exciting. But then I believe Interference Matrix, Auto Turret, the general power of the Raven combined with Maru showing how good defensive players with tanks and Ravens did create a bit of a stalemate in top tier TvT simply because so often it was Maru versus another top Terran player. And Ryung, of course, ascending into the upper heights showed that he also could turtle like a god. But I think with these two, we'll see a lot more fireworks. The early game is obviously always exciting, even when Maru's playing. It's just once it gets to the 10-minute mark or even the 8-minute mark, sometimes Maru just doesn't leave his corner of the map for the next 15 minutes. And it feels like a foregone conclusion because he's too good. Maru has a similar problem that we kind of had with Cyril in 2018. We're like, oh, he's survived long enough. We know he's going to win. You know, it's Maru kind of had it that year as well, I guess you could argue, but I think he gets better and better in late game and more untouchable every year that goes by. Now, Cure has actually contested Maru many times in the late game and had very close matches with him. Time, on the other hand, I don't really know how well he's been excelling in TvT. I'm not sure what his form is. He sees that it's a 1-Rax expand, so a much more defensive and greedy build for Cure, while it's more of the standard double gas 2 Reaper opening here for Mr. Time. Oliveira, apparently a big fan of Charles Oliveira. So, did ask him about that name before the first series. Ooh, here we go. Reaper's going to jump in. Oh, he could have fought, but yeah, I mean, it would have been a dumb idea because the Reaper would have caught him. Look at this. Cure's being kind of sneaky. He's hoping to catch that Reaper on the way home. That Reaper's injected combat drugs, so he should be all right. Command center goes down on the low ground about 2 minutes 20. And looks like Cure wants to swap these buildings over. He could just go Tech Lab, build Marines and a Cyclone. We'll see what he's got in store. No, he's going to go for the double Hellion production. A nice opening. The Hellions allow you to swarm over the extra Reaper Hellion production that your opponent has. And Time's not leaning into that, which is good for him. If he went 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion, and he runs into 4 Hellions from Cure, you just get wiped off the map. It's a very inefficient trade for you. He's going to go straight on up. A siege tank. Ah, okay. He's going to go for the tanky vac. Yeah, it's a good way to punish this. If Cure doesn't get out in front of it and spot it coming, the tank can get sieged up in a brutal position. That being said, Cure will have good mobility. And will he build a Viking? Sometimes players like to build a Viking. Yep, okay. He's going to build a Viking. That helps him a lot here. I feel like getting a Viking before you go into Ravens or anything like that is a really essential piece of safety for a 1-Rax expand in TvT. Personally, I would fly it straight out in this direction to try and intercept the drop, but we'll see what he chooses to do. Going up to 6 Hellions is Cure. That's a lot of Hellion production. At this point, I'm wondering if it's a mech follow-up. 3rd gas goes down. He's building a 2nd Tech Lab there, so he's going to start Raven production. Viking guarding the top of the main base. And it looks like, where is this drop coming? Oh! Look at that. The drop path is there. The Viking path is there. Oh, genius play. This is just one of those things where you kind of know the patterns. You feel like your Hellion Marine can cover the natural. And you're like, yeah, I just need to be worried about a drop in the back that I don't see until it comes in. So Viking's going to get some shots off. Oh, okay. Viking gets 1 shot off. Does he continue in? It's really expensive. He's taking way too many hits. Way too many hits on that medevac. The Marines do chase the Viking back, but this is a one-way trip. If you can't get rid of that Viking, there's no escape. Oh no, there's no escape. The Hellions are going to dive on top. How many SCVs can he take with him is the real question. Time takes out 7 workers. Very real damage. The Reaper and the... Oh, a Hellion runs in the natural. Up to 10 SCVs. Make it 11. Oh, and the Hellion will get out of there as well. Okay. Super worth it damage. The question now is, can he defend the counter swing? A Viking, a Raven, a pack of Hellions, Marines and tanks trickling across this map. A Cyclone and a pack of Marines. All that Time has to defend. A bunker is almost finished. Hellion's going to go for a backstab, which is a really cute move. Because if there's nothing at home, you're rallying across the map. He could kill even more SCVs. Siege tanks out. Needs to keep up unit production, does Time. His depot's about to finish. He's got to keep building tanks and marines here. He's trying to play double barracks into Stim. Hellion runs in. It's going to get one more SCV. Can it get another one? Ooh, he drives into the main base. Could be pretty effective there. And, oh, another SCV deep in the red. Juicy targets. Feels like Q is slowing down a little bit here. His army's just chilling in the middle of the map while he chases this down. Time running circles around him so far. Time has got that big 8 worker lead. This push could still cause him so many troubles. 1 Raven for Time. 2 now for Cure. And he's banking energy on those. He's got a second tank and a few more Marines coming. I don't think he can break the bunker, though. He could slowly siege it down. That's about it. Time's got a double medevac coming out, though. And 1-1 upgrades. Feels like Time's investing in so much production. If they don't fight for 2 minutes, Time has a much better army with 1-1 Stim, Combat Shield, Marines, medevacs against a guy who's stuck on his first 3 production facilities. The thing is, until those upgrades are ready... Oh my god. Cyclone picks off a Marine and then quickly tries to get out of the base. The Hellions, though. Oh, I like this move by Cure. But Double Drop sneaking out as well. Double Drop sneaks out the bottom. Oh, man. Is he going to spot it? Cure's going to see the Double Drop. Oh, my god. The Hellions chase down the Cyclone. Reaper jumps in the main. Right now, though, I think Cure has to shove in. I don't think Cure noticed the drop. The Reaper does go down. Looks like the SCVs maybe surrounded that. Double drop on the third base. Q is going to have to go. He's going to dive on in there. The SCVs need to pull. There's so few Marines here. Oh my god, the Marines getting inside the bunker. The SCVs are going to go for the mass repair on the bunker. Anything to buy time right now because he just killed the third base on the other side of the map and he will defend. The Vikings are going to lose this fight in the skies, but he's losing every SCV repairing that bunker. Meanwhile, the Marines running into the main. Interference Matrix and a turret go down. Oh, that's huge. Another tank's about to pop out, though. Interference Matrix will wear off on that one as well. 10 SCVs going down. Cure taking massive damage, but he killed so many more SCVs. Even though he's only on 2 command centers versus the 3, he's still got the contain here, and most importantly, the Viking control. So by going medevacs into 2 barracks off this opening, I don't think this was the right call for Time. Considering he traded a lot of army for economic damage, not the best. Does snipe a Raven. Good move there for Time. He's got a little Marine squad out on the map. Looks like he did save some Marines and medevacs out of the main base. He's pulling the SCVs. He's going to have to go for it. He does get the SCVs on top, but one of his tanks did get taken out. The Marines stimming in from behind. A giant arc of Marines. Time cleanses that army from the map. He takes another 12 SCVs. His economy is in the gutter, but he's dropping triple mule. And he's got a lot of Marines with stim, shields, a medevac, some tanks. He can move across this map and rebuild his SCV count. The second and third barracks for Cure only just started. As long as Time keeps producing SCVs, he's absolutely in this game. The only way I think he's in a really bad spot is if he just tries to win with his current army, in which case the sieged tanks against the non-combat shield Marines are going to be a bit too effective. That being said, shields is almost done. 1-1 is finished. They're not all on full life. That tanks will take that guy. Is he still going to go for it? Yes, he will. Time confidently realizing he has the numbers advantage. He goes in just before shields is done, but there's just no support there for Time for Cure. The Vikings do pick off all of his air units, though. That's a good move, but nothing to defend on the ground. 1 tank and 4 Vikings is all he's got. The Marines are almost dead, though. That tank will be able to siege up. Time pulling back there, and a wise pullback. I think he realizes, hey, we actually can't hang out here too long. He's only building 2 SCVs at a time. That is partially because his third is floating down. Oh, the tank siege is a bit too close. The Vikings going to try and land on it. Time is going to try and pull back. Might be a bit outnumbered now. If he just picks up and goes and drops the main mineral line, maybe that's the best play. Cure trying to creep out to regain the third. He's got his second and third barracks reactors building. His double engineering bay. He's got stim almost finished. He's making his way towards a normal game. He's building a Liberator, which with the control of the Vikings will allow him to slow push the opponent, and he could even send it around to harass. Time is building an armory. So Time is thinking about going for 2-2. He's holding that SCV key down, 3 SCVs at a time. I'd like to see him hold it down even more, because if you keep your eye on the production tab, notice it's often only 1 or 2 SCVs building, not 3. So that third command center advantage he has, he actually could have used that to regain and close the gap much quicker. He's going to go again. Another attack for Time, but he's attacking the command center with most of his Marines. He didn't want to clump them up, but now look at that. There's just no fire support here for Cure. The Vikings might take out the medevacs, but there's too many Marines. They can't land on that, and Time is on a tear right now. through this group. He beats Hero, and now he's one game away from getting first place. All right, let's get into game number 2. He's on a tear so far. Go for the double gas build order again. Kaisi Gaming's Time. Down here in the bottom left, going for a more standard double gas build. This is actually his map pick, so a smaller map. And if we go to the decider, it'll be decided on Moondance, an even shorter rush distance. Cure, one of the safest double gas players in the world. He likes to SCV scout to confirm if he's up against a 1-Rax expand or a proxy build or anything like that. SCV coming forward. We got Reapers started on both sides. Whoa! Time cancels his Reaper and starts a Reactor. Guys, Reactor first is crazy greedy, and he's going to see it. So Cure right now is going to rally his Reaper directly into the base, and he's going to kill at least one SCV. The thing is, I mean, actually, if you go Marines, it's okay. But if you build Reapers, then you will. Yeah, actually, because Marines build a lot quicker. As long as Time builds 2 Marines to start, he's actually fine here. Let's see if he does that. The Reaper's on its way across. Marines only take 18 seconds to build. He needs to start them right now. They are delayed a few seconds because he cancelled the Reaper, then built the Reactor. So they're not out as quick as they should be. But yeah, if you go Reapers straight away, you will lose SCVs here. Going Marines, he should be okay. Reactor is on the way, as well as a factory back home. Command Center is about to go down for Cure as he jumps into the base. The Command Center's already started here for Time. Oh, gets an SCV, not bad. Gets in, gets out, and 2 Reapers do start up for Time. I thought he might do that. So he's still going double Reaper Hellion, but just with a bit of an oddball opening. The Marines get down here, ready to escort their Drilly Boy, but Time with a slow reaction. Oh, and for those of you who weren't watching live, a little note on this build order from Time. I noticed he was a little slow to confirm he was ready in the lobby at the start of the game, and I could see on his camera he was looking at a white page, almost like he was looking at like maybe a Google document or whatever the equivalent of that is in China. So I think Time may have been picking a build order out of his little build order document. Very few pros do that. It's either that or he was randomly just reading through forums in the middle of games, which I can't imagine. Reaper Hellions, ooh, grouping up. 3 Reapers for Cure. Cure's winning here. The 2 Marines will help though. 2 Marines have very good firepower. Extra Hellion though. Uh-oh. Extra Hellion comes in for Time as well, but I think Time's getting smashed in this fight. He's got to just get out of there. He lost the 2 Marines at least. He doesn't have the immobile units anymore, so he can pull back to the safety of his ramp. Behind this, Starport is coming up for both players at about the same time. Double Reaper being pumped for Cure. So Cure's going to go up to at least 5 Reapers here. And he's got 3 Hellions versus 2. He's building a 4th and a 6th and a 7th Reaper. Oh my god, Cure. Cure is if he loses this map, he has to go and play Hero. You do not want to lose this series. It is so bad if you lose this series. And he is willing in this scenario to commit to 4 Hellions and 7 Reapers with a medevac. The mad lad. There's going to be a Cyclone out pretty soon. Oh my god. He's going to go across the map right now. Here we go. As these Reapers pop out, it's move out timing. Q is going to move out. That medevac's going to boost across with it. Look at that. Now, he could go for the dive in the main. What you can do is you can pick up all 4 Hellions, and you can jump up the ledge with the Reapers and unload the Hellions. And if you jump on the Cyclone and kill it really quickly, you can win. Oh, no! Time just moved across with a drop, which means he's going to have very few units at home. He's going to need to pull the boys. And yeah, Q is going for it. It's the crazy Reaper Hellion dive into the main. Time needs to pull back and pull all of the SCVs into this fight. Cyclone already locks onto a Reaper. Nice pullback so far. Good hot pickup by Cure to avoid that lock-on doing too much damage. Oh my god, the Cyclone gets focus fired so quickly. On the other side of the map, the Reaper Marine drop comes in, but Cure doing a good job with his Marine SCV pull of dealing with it. The SCVs aren't fighting. Oh, this is so bad for Time. And Cure absolutely annihilating the worker line. He also forced the drop back. Now, Time did keep those units alive, so they could go back in for more damage. Siege tank trying desperately to defend, but the Reaper Hellion is not done yet, getting more and more. And Cure, I said it was a bit of a crazy commitment, but sometimes it's the crazy commitment that pays off in a big way. He could anticipate auto turret might shoot this drop down, but Time panicking and pulling his own drop home, I think, is a big mistake here. I think he needed to keep counter dropping to give himself any chance of getting back in this game. Cure, though, out multitasking Time here, playing just a little bit of a faster, more fluid, more mechanical game, and you could see that Time got pushed back into a defensive mindset. He looks a little frustrated there on his monitor. You can see another couple SCVs go down. Finally, one Reaper falls. But back at home, Q are rock solid behind this. Super fantastic. Ravens, Cyclones are grouping up there. Third command center as well. We've got more Marines and Ravens coming on out. Another tank is starting up. 2 siege tanks, 8 Marines, 12 Marines, 3 medevacs, and a Raven. The Doom drop to win the game, and the Cyclone of Cure spots it. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. If he got this across by surprise without being spotted, it could have won the game. But that getting spotted is devastating for Time. Cure now sees it, and he's like, I see you're still trying to pick that up. You know this ain't gonna work, buddy. Gets a Marine tagged off the back end as well. This is the sort of move where I'd like him to actually go to the right and try to drop right here on the natural. Is probably his best angle, but Time seems to just be doing the most obvious thing here. And the auto turret's spammed all over the drop zone. Dude, the DZ is way too hot. And yet Time commits into it anyway. The commander there telling the soldiers that they are forced to commit. Somehow he saved some of the tanks and the Marines. I don't know how he got anything out of there. But it's looking very much terrible for him. Vikings, Ravens, and these units all grouping up right now. We've got a tank, 2 Reapers over there. And here we go, Reapers trying to poke forward. Q is going to go for a counterattack. He's up 20 workers. He's up in production. He's got more tanks. Well, same tank count, but he's got an extra Raven, more Marines. His tank does get focused down. Is this a bit ambitious for Cure? It might be. This is not the best fight for Cure. Cure getting a little bit antsy there, feeling like, oh, I'm so far ahead, I can just do anything in this game. And we saw that that is not the case. Time is rebuilding. Work is slowly recovering. Unfortunately, Cure already has a third floating out. Oh, I don't know if it matters, man. Auto turret coming down is going to cause big problems as well here. Time does get some shots on these units, but Q has got far too much. Double engineering bay going up to 3 barracks, non-stop Vikings and tanks, and he's already up 20 workers as well. So yeah, at this point you need basically like a cloaked banshee that catches him with no scans and no ravens or something like that. You need some sort of, I don't know, a widow mine, 4 widow mines that kill the entire army, something which of course you're never going to have in TvT. Time very far behind in this game, and it came off of that nice opening. Remember, right at the start, the Reaper got an SCV on the factory and then another 2 SCVs. Time just a little bit too loose in his build order, in my opinion. Needed to be a little bit more tight at the very start. And he might have had more of an opportunity, but oh my god, this is so desperate. And Cure is like not having any of it. He's like, look, I know the Doom drop is the comeback play. When behind Dark Shrine is what they say in PvP. Well, for Terrans, it's when behind Doom drop, but it did not work at all there. Cure ties up the series. All right, it's all going to be decided on Moondance. This map is a knife fight in a phone booth if I've ever felt one. Crazy drop angles and a very short rush distance. Cure in the bottom right side. I've learnt a lot about TvT from Cure, so I do always enjoy watching him play. I had the chance to waste a bit of his time in weekly cups a few times, so I'm always excited to kind of, you know, there's something different when you feel yourself getting ripped in half by a pro player a bunch of times in a certain matchup, and you really appreciate how god tier they are. I've also watched him take Maru to the late game and look almost even with Maru many times. I say almost because the games always look like they're dead even for a long time. Maru just always wins if it goes beyond 25 minutes. Top left Time here has had a great day so far. Taking down Hero. He does not want to face Hero again in the rematch. That would be something which he would very much want to avoid. So he's like, please, none of that. He's going to go... They're both actually SCV scouting, which is interesting. Just confirming there's no 1-Rax expand. Depot does keep him out. So technically, Time could be doing like a second barracks or something like that. Oh, get out of there. Oh! Time almost loses that SCV. No reason to risk losing it. Just pulls it away for a moment. He also comes in. Doesn't bother scouting up the ramp. Just a Reaper opening for both sides. This time around, it looks like the Reaper for Time is just a fraction of a second earlier. Straight into a reactor afterwards. Meanwhile, second Reaper continuing for Cure. The Reaper waits on the high ground for Time. Meanwhile, it looks like Cure might head straight towards the main base. And both players preparing for that command center. About 2 minutes 20 is when that one's meant to go down. Now, obviously, if Cure wins the Reaper duel, it's fantastic for him. But the enemy Reaper is nearby, so just sees the reactor, sees the factory, immediately runs away. Good cautious play by Cure. The second Reaper will be joining him on this side of the map in the near future. Oh man, he got an SCV last game. He sees that Time's been a little slow at pulling the SCV back, but Time improving from last game. Fixes that up. Get out of there, Time. He's building 2 Reapers and a Hellion right now. So 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion. Not a bad way to play off that early reactor. You get them all built so much faster. You can swap back into Marine production as well. Widowmine for Cure though. Widowmine is the king of defensive units against Reaper Hellion. Hellions only have 90 hit points. Reapers only have 60. A Widowmine does 40 splash damage. So it puts the Hellion down to below half-life, the Reaper down to 1/3. Now, most of these guys at this level will split if they see the Widowmine shot coming, and they'll only take it on 1 or 2 units, but even the Widowmine just one-shotting a Hellion is always a big loss. Reactor on the way for the barracks, as well as the tech lab on the factory. 3 Reapers for both sides, but only 1 Hellion for Cure, whilst there is the 2 for Time. But Time is sitting defensive for now. He's not getting too antsy. He's going to go for a nice early siege tank. Oh, so he's going to go for a tank as well. Okay, so he's gone 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion into the tank medevac again. He likes this opening. It's a great way to start things off, but I wouldn't mind him just going for the siege up here, looking to deny some mineral patches. I don't think you need to commit into the main necessarily. I think you arguably could go around the back and siege the tank there as well, actually. That would be a really cute one. Or even down here. If you go all the way around the right, siege a tank there, you're in range of the main mineral line. Not something you see every day. It's a big diversion. It does slow the push down a lot, but it is an option. All right, medevac, where is it going? Looks like he's clicked it down into the natural. It's going to run on forwards. Widowmine is going to be over on that left side, so if he rotates to that angle, that'll be good for him. Cure, he's well set up defensively, but he won't see this till the last second. That's a problem. Oh, there we go. He comes forward. He doesn't see it, though. He moves forward, he moves back. He knew this timing was a possibility. He gets a Hellion almost instantly. Tank does siege up. The tank can take out the Cyclone. Oh, he's got to focus the Cyclone. Gets it. Nice focus fire there from Time. But Cure does take the siege tank down, and the Raven with the auto turret adding some damage should just barely be enough to save the day. Time, oh wait, he barely wins that fight with the medevac healing. 6 SCVs have already gone down. Tanks and Ravens building for both sides, but having done all that worker damage, a great start for Time. He's got to be careful of the medevac running into the Widowmine. Widowmine does, I think, 125 damage splash? Or 125 flat, and then the 40 splash. So, oh no! Ow, 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 get out, get out, just leave, just leave, just leave. If he gets tickled by these Marines, he will go down. Oh my god, the medevac focuses down one of the Marines. Oh my god, I mean, he gets a few more SCVs, which is really nice. 4 or 5 SCVs and a few Marines, so well worth it. Time is on a tear right now, and he's going to get revenge on that Widowmine. The medevac is still alive. He's got a Cyclone here, a Raven as well. 3rd command center building in the back. Cure barely hanging on to 2 bases right now. Time there. He sees that siege tank. He's got to be careful. The Raven spot for it. It gets a nice shot on the Marines, but doesn't actually kill any. Look at that. He's going to take out a depot. Uh-oh, Marines derping in. Ah, nice pickoffs for Cure. Gets a few of these Marines for free. Depot does go down. 2 Reapers run in the main. They're going to get 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs. Make it 4. Oh, this is juicy damage. And the tanks not microing correctly. A 5th SCV goes down. Oh my god, 16 workers. Cure looks tilted. I'm looking at his camera right now, and he does not look happy about this. I mean, at the same time, that's obviously not a huge reaction, but there was just a bit of tenseness on his face. He knows he needs to double down, and Time, impassive, just chilled out, relaxed. He knows he just needs to not screw up from here. He's got a 14 worker lead. He's got the 3rd base finished, morphing into an orbital as the 3rd only just starts, and there isn't really a sizable unit advantage for the counterattack. Cure does have the air control. He's got 4 Vikings versus the first 2 popping out, and he's up 2 siege tanks. But does he actually have more Raven energy? I feel like 90 energy, 126 for Time, and 121 and 100 for Cure. It's almost identical Raven energy. 3rd tank is out here, but it's over to the left side. Here we go. Cure could get a really good fight. Oh, this is really bad for Time. Time needs to just give up those tanks. He loses a Raven as well. Time caught with his pants down. This lets Cure right back into this game, because Cure went from a small army advantage to a massive army advantage, trying to jump on top his Time, but he doesn't have the energy, I don't think. The auto turrets do go down. His tank got some good shots off. 2 or 3 of the tanks do fall. Nice hot pickup there. Time will siege his tank and maintain control over this position. I worry about Stim, though. Kua could move forwards, siege up there and lift the Vikings, but the Viking advantage turns back in Time's favor, and Kua kicking butt right now. Scan does go down, sees extra barracks there. Time realizes that there is nowhere near the amount of production out for Kua as he's got. These tanks are a little afraid. Still, 1 tank versus 3 never feels good. The Vikings acting as just ground support units right now. Beautiful sieges by Kua. Interference matrix does go down. The Marines coming forward. The Vikings as well. Time's just going to go for it. The Vikings will land on top, and with it, Kua's going to consider GGing. I mean, this is a disaster of a situation. But remember, he does not want to go down and lose in this situation. This is an absolute disaster. No one wants to be playing hero in their final deciding match. Yet again, a warning that idiots who've just lost their bets claiming match fixing, you're going to get timed out in the chat. Just a reminder of that, everybody. We've got a lot of gambling addicts in the chat today. Tanks coming forward. Nice counterattack from Time. Siege tanks are going to try and siege up on the tank. Nice Viking Marine move, but that tank is getting some deadly shots. But both tanks survive in the red. Wait, no, that last tank does siege up, takes it out. The Marines trying to get on top. Time getting a little overeager, you might think, but you've got to realize when you're this far ahead, overeager is perfect. Any trade is a good trade for Time because he has a 4th base halfway finished. He's got basically unlimited money. Any trade is fantastic for him. I wouldn't mind seeing a Marine drop go around the right side and land in there. Any attack is pretty good for Time. He's just going to push the front. Sees where that tank can reach. He's going to... Oh, he stims it. He goes for it. Nice spready on the Marines. He sieges up his own tank. The SCVs being forced off the line is a victory in of itself. The Viking finishes the tank, picks up his own Viking, lands it, and Time with a well-deserved fist bump. And Kua with a face palm there going, oh, God, I do not want to play hero, but now I've got to take him on. That there was consequences, is what that is. GG, well played.